Hi, it's day 6 of changing my life, organizing my life, changing my life with 3x5 cards. I start by turning on the timer and keeping it to 10 minutes-ish. That's for you, for me, for all of us. Anyway, review. I wanted to review day 1. Day 1 was knowing change is necessary. Knowing we want to change, we're not happy, I'm not happy, wasn't happy, change. So we created our first card. Today is the day I changed my life. I changed my mind and changed my life. And I think that's important for day 1 of any change, because you need to know that every day is a new day. Every day we get a new chance to start over. So if you messed up already and you, like I did, I overate calories. So every day is a new day to have a blank slate. You get a clean start, you get a new notebook. Awesome. So I just wanted to reiterate, that's what we did day 1. We filled out the card. Today is the day I changed my mind and changed my life. Knowing that the mind, I talked about my coach and the book she suggested, Change Your Mind and Change Your Life, and by Dr. Amen. And that, so change your mind. That's the first thing. Day 2, we continued filling in the activity list. We talked about walking. Day 3, I really talked about sleep, because I think that's the basic, that's where you start. You start by making a decision. It all starts in your mind. You can't do anything if you don't have enough sleep. And this is the program that works. I know it works because it's worked for me. It's worked for other people. And I just want to also be clear, in those 3 days, I was never fully clear. So this is what a file box looks like. March 25th. I do this differently. It's S.H.E program based, but I've been doing it a long time, like since I was a teenager. I've tried it. Boy, if I had all this is the day I changed my mind and changed my life cards, maybe someday I'll find as many as I have left and we'll just have a good laugh about it. It kind of reminds me of being in Narcotics Anonymous when I finally did quit doing drugs. Yeah, I did drugs. And I was so paranoid, and they offered me a keychain. This is a true story, although I've seen it, other people talk about it, but this really did happen to me. It's true. And I was in Jasper, Canada at the time, and they said, here is your white keychain for your first meeting. And I'm like, no, thanks. I have lots of those. And they laughed, and I was paranoid. So I was like, why are they laughing at me? But that is the truth. And yeah, I understand why they're laughing at me, because I started so many times. And this is another thing that I've started lots of times. Sure, it's kind of life in a box, but you just keep going until, when I quit smoking, that was my saying, you just keep quitting until you quit. Keep quitting until you quit. And so just keep trying until you get it right. And every day it is a new day. So this is the other half of my life. So in Fly Lady, she talks about your control journal. I really liked bullet journaling. I'll put a link below for what bullet journaling is if you've never heard of it. So I bullet journal, and 3x5s, that's it. That's the entire thing for me. These 2 things. So nothing fancy. I don't really appreciate things I have to spend hundreds of dollars for a system, and I just want something I can start today. Maybe you do too. So that was always my go-to, something that's totally flexible and customizable to you, me, to us, and that you can start immediately, which is why I put the PDF down there, and that's part of what I'll get done this week. So, oh, not to say as well, one thing I wanted to mention is not to say that I don't also have computer calendars, and my school runs on a computer calendar, you know, a calendar in your email. So yeah, everything works, but this is the basis, and it doesn't matter if the power's out, and this is the to-go. I mean, this doesn't fit easily in a pocket or a purse. This is like sitting at home, coach in a box, life. I mean, it's got stuff eventually, when it's all done, you have things that don't happen possibly for 2 years or longer. And so you don't need to know in your day-to-day what's happening in 2 years. You just need to know what's happening now. So I do, maybe you do. Anyway, so this is the system that I use. That's our basically rundown. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, I didn't do a whole review. Well, today the review is talk about the review, talk about our morning routine, and then what's upcoming. That's pretty much it. So we only have a couple things to talk about in this video. The morning routine is, like I said, fresh start every day. And I have this cute story that I'm going to share someday, but I think I'm not going to have enough time. So I'm just going to go straight to the most important things for a morning routine. I believe making your bed is super important. The S.H.E program believed it was super important. Fly Lady believed it was super important. Lots of people believe it's super important. I'll put a link below. If you imagine successful people, really, do they wander around with mess? You walk by a bedroom that's open door, is it a really mess? Don't you? It's about honoring your future self. You're coming to your bed later and it'll be made. You'll have this every time you go into that room. You're worth that much. If you were in a hotel, if they didn't make your bed, by the time you came back, you'd be infuriated. I read a stat, 70% of people don't make their bed. So you making your bed as the first thing in the morning, not only are you picking up behind yourself and being a grown-up, because really, taking responsibility for what we create, that's part of being successful and part of doing what you need to do. So you make your bed, you've got an immediate win. You're in the top 30%. 70% of people don't make their bed. Granted, 12% of those hire somebody to make their bed, and I hope to get into that 12% someday. That would be awesome, right? Who doesn't want to have a housekeeper every day to make their bed? But you know what? That's something that's part of the image of success. And if you're going to be successful, make your bed. Anyway, make your bed. The next thing that's important on a morning routine is physical activity. Physical activity doesn't have to be some big whoop-de-doo workout. It can be, if that's really what you truly, truly enjoy. But in blue zones, they talk about having activity that is part of your life, that you can sustain, that's daily, that's just incorporated. And so Dan Buettner is the author of Blue Zones. Dan Buettner, the book is called The Blue Zones. There's a whole bunch of other books and a lifestyle about that, and I'll put a link, of course. But Dan Buettner talked about the cultures where people lived over 100 and they just have activity enmeshed in their life. It's part of their life. So for me, I'm at the place where walking that's it. I walk. We've been walking about half an hour every morning. Put activity in your morning routine somehow. I believe in the morning, it's nice. It's another win, an easy win. You can get under your belt early. It's beautiful. I like getting outside with my activity, but ask yourself, what would I really enjoy? How do I enjoy being active? Do you like dancing around to music? Do you like bowling? What do you enjoy? Maybe you just enjoy table tennis, or you like exploring new areas, or you like walking around the mall, or playing baseball, or any of those activities. What can be something that is just part of your daily routine? I like something that can happen in the morning. It's a good time to get out in nature. And yeah, the other thing I do every day is I've been meditating. So I think that's part of it's like an easy win first thing in the morning too. After the walk, it's a meditation time. I use a guided meditation. It's not perfect, but it's really good. And I think that's helpful to just take that moment too. There's lots of studies about that. I'm not even gonna get into that. Everybody knows. If it's not for you, maybe find something else. The other two things that are super important is your self-care. The self-care of your body. If you were caring for a child, how would you care for that child? How would you make sure that child was cared for? Are you not at least loving yourself that much? So take care of, that's your teeth, your skincare, your the things that matter long-term, the things that are going to make a big difference. I tell my grandkids, only brush the teeth you want to keep, right? So, that's how, just brush the ones you want to keep. But all of that, in my case, it's also weighing myself to keep my mind focused on that I need to lose some more weight. And the last part of the morning routine is things that are about self-image and projected image, outer image. Dress for who you really are, and ask yourself, how would I dress and how would I groom myself if I was as successful? If I was that person, I could be the best self I could be if I was successful and I had all of my ducks in a row. And how would I dress? So envision that, really think about it. Are you the kind of man that would wear a suit every day? I mean, a lot of successful millionaires do. They're maybe not when they're on the golf course or at the lake, but you know, they might, even at home, you might drop in on them. If you were super successful, what would that look like? What would you be wearing? And how close can you dress to that today, this morning? And I don't mean take a whole bunch of time, because tick, tick, tick. Time is the fabric with which life is made. So how much time do you want to lose daily on just that, just your appearance? So it's not about giving it no time, but it's about how much is worth to you. I can't really get to upcoming videos because of everything, but always check the description, because I can be more wordy and have lots of other stuff that I either watched the video and forgot or didn't mention. Anyway, that is it. Have a great day. See you tomorrow, day 6. Tomorrow's day 7, and it's a Monday. So hey, we got 5 more days in a row coming. So hopefully we'll get lots of stuff done and caught up. And just let me know if you're encouraged, if I'm encouraging you, all of that, please let me know. Anyway, have a great day. Talk to you later.